My name is Becky. Welcome to the STEMLab series. These videos will introduce you to some fun science careers in STEM. STEM is science, technology, engineering, and math. So, a STEM career would be a career that is based in one of those fields. When you think about a career in math, you might picture a scientist or a teacher doing equations on a blackboard. But math is used in many applications and many careers. We met two people with outstanding careers and asked how they use math on a daily basis. First up, we swim our way over to the Toledo Zoo to see how it measures up on math.
My name is Jay Hendel. I'm curator of fishes and invertebrates for the Toledo Zoo. I've always been interested in fish in aquariums as long as I can remember. My parents tell me that our next door neighbors gave me a goldfish in a bowl when I was about 3 years old, and ever since then I've had fish tanks. I work in a field that's sort of called applied marine biology. There's marine biologists that go out in the ocean and do research, and that's not quite what we do. We work with animals typically in aquariums in captivity, and the range of jobs goes from someone who's an aquarist or a zookeeper for fish to someone who's a curator that manages a collection of animals. There's also jobs for divers as well as educators. I went to college and studied ichthyology, which is the study of fish. However, the fish that I studied weren't alive. They were preserved fish in jars in a museum. There wasn't anything in the university to teach me how to keep fish in aquariums. So I had to learn that on my own through having home aquariums, and I worked in pet stores. So that, combined with my college education, was what allowed me to get a job working in an aquarium. There's lots of aquariums around the country, and new aquariums are being built every year. But there just aren't that many jobs for aquarists and curators. However, if you study hard in school, you get a bachelor's degree, you learn to scuba dive, and also learn how to care for aquarium fish, you can easily get a job in this field. Another thing that really helps is volunteering or interning. One type of mathematics that I use quite a bit is ratios of pairs of numbers to each other. For instance, if a dose for a certain medicine was 1 gram of medicine for 10 gallons of water, but I have a 100-gallon aquarium, I can set up a ratio and determine that the amount of medicine I need to add is 10 grams. There's a lot I like about this job and very little that I don't like. I like working with the animals, of course, that's why I got into this business, but I also found that working with the people can also be equally rewarding, and sometimes it's challenging. So I think having a mix between working with the animals and working with people, coming up with new exhibit ideas, that's all just really interesting to me.
Next, we dig around for the truth about math and how to plant the seed for conservation.
My name is Erica Burry, and I'm the Conservation Manager for the Olander Park System. Most of my job entails doing habitat restoration for wildlife on the properties that we own. So that involves planting trees, doing restoration on streams, removing invasive species, plants that are from other parts of the world that have found homes in Northwest Ohio and are kind of taking over. So this field sort of chose me. I started out with a degree in anthropology when I graduated from college and ended up working at an outdoor education residential camp doing outdoor ed. So students would come to camp, I would teach them things about nature, and then they would go home and hopefully take some of that information back with them. And that's how I started out at Olander, as an outdoor educator or a naturalist. Because I know a lot about nature and the habitats here in Northwest Ohio, I was promoted to conservation manager. So I still work with people doing education to a certain extent, but most of my job is habitat restoration. Math I use all the time. We're measuring things, we're doing surveys so that we understand how healthy our habitats are all the time. We go out and count plants, we go out and measure trees, we measure soils, we count insects. I also, because I'm managing projects, I have to do budgets. And so figuring out how much things are going to cost and putting that together to know how much the project is going to cost and making sure I'm not spending too much money, those math skills are really, really important. I love sharing what I know about nature with people of all ages, and I hope by sharing that information I'm helping them understand the place that they live and that they will come to appreciate the natural resources that we have in Northwest Ohio as much as I do.
So, 2 careers that maybe you knew about or maybe you didn't, but now you can do some research on your own. Asking questions and finding the answers is already putting you on the path to a great career in STEM. I want to say a special thank you to the Toledo Zoo and the Olander Park System for being a part of our series. You can access these videos anytime by going to wgte.org/STEMLab. I'm Becky for STEMLab. Thanks for joining us today.